जय गिरिवरधारी जय यशोदानंदन जय व्रज जनरंजन यशोदानंदन जय व्रज जनरंजन जय यमुना तीरवन चारी जय कुंज बिहारी यमुना तीरवन चारी जय कुंज बिहारी जय यमुना तीरवन चारी जय कुंज बिहारी हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा जगद्गुरु शिल प्रभुपदा जगद्गुरु शिल प्रभुपदा गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा गौरानिताय जय गौरानिताय जय गौरानिताय जय पति पवन शिला गौरानिताय पति पवन शिला गौरानिताय जगन्नाथा बालादेवा जय सुभद्रमयी जय सुदर्शना जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे कृष्ण बलराम जय कृष्ण बलराम जय कृष्ण बलराम राधा श्याम सुंदर राधे राधा रमना राधे राधा गोपीनाथ राधे राधा मदन मोहन राधे राधा गोविंद राधा माधव राधा कृष्णा राधे राधा रानी की जय महारानी की जय रानी की जय महारानी की जय बोलो बरसाना वासी की जय वृंदावन वासी की जय बोलो बरसाने वाली की जय Jai Om Vishnupad Pramukha Privrja Akacharya Stotra Satatri. His Divine Grace Abhit Chanmaravinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नमाचार्य ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौर भक्त की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोप मथुरा वृंदावन जमात्म की जय। जगन्नाथ प्रधान की जय। गंगा में की जय। भक्ति देवी तुलसी मन की समवेद भक्त की जय। हरिनाम संकीर्तन जय। हरिनाम संकीर्तन भाई की जय। हरे कृष्ण जय। Nitai Goshitana from the Hari. All glories to Krishna. All glories to Krishna. All glories to assembled towards all glories to ICF towards all glories to Guru and Prabhupada Guru Maharaj ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. So happy to have you again for the second time. We welcome you on behalf of ICF team and hope to listen to your
pleasure to me because you're all such wonderful devotees. ICF means I come running. Today there was some other big function. My son-in-law had a meeting in what is it? Some Chola Palace or some hotel. Some 750 people are coming. I said I cannot leave ICF. The Narayani Maharaj told me I'll give, so I'll finish and come. Because ICF there's some you're all great devotees. I find you're all
fantastic.
So much,
Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. We are all honored, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Pleasure is mine.
Prabhuji, will you be needing screen sharing help?
Yeah, we can do. But anyway, I got the Bhagavatam. I'll read it.
Okay,
but
Prabhuji.
if you want,
yes,
if the devotees want, they can always have.
Yes, Prabhuji. Chandana Mataji, please start when Prabhuji starts.
We're going to do third canto. We're going to do 7th chapter, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Yes, wonderful verses. Why? Because here we will know how to become a non-devotee to be a devotee. Will make us. So let us plan. We can become. Okay. So who want to read the 15th verse? The
devotees kindly raise your hands and I'll call out the names.
The Vasudha Mata is raised hand. Vasudha Kunidala.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Dandavat
Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam. Swagato Mataji. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. You can start, Mataji.
Vidura uvacha Sanchinna samsayo mahyam Tava suktasina vibho Ubayatrapi bhagavan Mano me sampradhavati. Hare Krishna. Mataji, shall I read?
Yeah. Everything, Mataji. Full.
Translation, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Vidura said, O powerful sage, my lord, all my doubts about the supreme personality of Godhead and the living entities have now been removed by your convincing words. My mind is now perfectly entering into them. Purport, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The science of Krishna or the science of God and the living entities is so subtle that even a personality like Vidura has to consult persons like the great sage Maitreya. Doubts about the eternal relationship of the Lord and the living entity are created by mental speculators in different ways. But the conclusive fact is that the relationship of the Lord and the living entity is one of the predominator and the predominated. The Lord is the eternal predominator and the living entities are eternally predominated. Real knowledge of this relationship entails reviving the lost consciousness to this standard. And the process for such a revival is devotional service to the Lord. By clearly understanding from authorities like the sage Maitreya, one can become situated in real knowledge, and the disturbed mind can thus be fixed on the progressive path. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna. I would suggest one more, every one verse, one Mataji can read, and because it's a huge thing. Now, if I go one by one, then I cannot finish. So the 16th verse, who want to read, raise your hand and read. All small purpose. It can be done fast. 16th. Sudha Mataji can read.
Dandavat pranams.
Dandavat pranam Mataji, swagato. Welcome.
Sadhe vetad vyahartam vidvan natma mayayanam hare abhatya yapartham nirmoolam vishwamulam nayat pahihi. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. O learned sage, your explanations are very good as they should be. Disturbances to the conditioned soul have no other basis than the movement of the external energy of the Lord. Purport, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. A living entity's unlawful desire to become one with the Lord in every respect is the root cause of the entire material manifestation, for otherwise the Lord has no need to create such a manifestation even for his pastimes. The conditioned soul, under the spell of the external energy of the Lord, falsely suffers many unfortunate incidents in material life. The Lord is the predominator of the external energy Maya, whereas the living entity is predominated by the same Maya under the material condition. The false attempt of the living entity to occupy the predominating post of the Lord is the cause of his material bondage, and the conditioned soul's attempt to become one with the Lord is the last snare of Maya. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Sudha Mataji. And the next verse, who want to read? 17th verse.
Divya Gupu Mataji, you can read Mataji.
Okay, Hare Krishna Mataji, Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat
Hare
pranam.
Krishna Mataji, Divya Mataji, Hare Krishna. Swagato.
Yascha मूढात्मनो लोके यस्या बुद्धेः परं गतः ताव उभौ सुखमेदेते क्लिश्यत्यान्तरितो जनः. Translation by His Divine Grace is Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Both the lowest of the fools and he who is transcendental to all intelligence enjoy happiness, whereas persons between them suffer the material pangs. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The lowest of fools do not understand material miseries. They pass their lives merrily. Is the sharing stopped, Mataji?
Is it for everyone, Mataji?
No, everybody is able to see.
You are able to see, Mataji?
Oh, I think some issue from my side. Maybe the other devotee can read the purport, Mataji. Sorry for that. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Hare Krishna.
Welcome.
Shobha Mataji, please continue.
Hare Krishna Mataji, should I start from the purport?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay, Hare Krishna, purport by Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Dandavat pranam Prabhuji. The lowest of fools do not understand material miseries. They pass their lives merrily and do not inquire into the miseries of life.
Hare Krishna.
Almost on the levels of the animals who, although in the eyes of superiors, are always miserable in life, are unaware of material distress. A hog's life is degraded in its standards of happiness, which entails living in a filthy place, engaging in sex enjoyment at every opportune moment, and laboring hard in the struggle of existence. But this is unknown to the hog. Similarly, human beings who are unaware of the
Mute.
Prabhuji, could you please make me co-host, Prabhuji? I'll mute the others. Meenakshi.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Yes, Mataji,
Welcome.
please go ahead.
Okay. Miseries of their material existence are happy with sex life and hard labor are the lowest of fools. Yet because they have no sense of misery, they supposedly enjoy so-called happiness. The other class of men, those who are liberated, are situated in the transcendental position above intelligence are really happy and are called Paramahamsas. But persons who are neither like hogs and dogs nor on levels of the Paramahamsas feel the material pangs, and for them inquiries about the supreme truth is necessary. The Vedanta Sutra states, Adatta Brahma Jignasa. Now one should inquire about Brahman. The inquiry is necessary for those who are between the Paramahamsas and the fools who have forgotten the questions of self-realization in the midst of life in sense gratification. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam Mataji, Hari Bol Prabhuji, thank you.
Very good, Mataji. Next one.
Sharmila Mataji, please read Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Artha bhavam vinischitya paritasyapi natmanaha tam chapi yusmacharana sevayaham paranude. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. But my dear sir, I am obliged to you because now I can understand that this material manifestation is without substance, although it appears real. I am confident that by serving your feet, it will be possible for me to give up the false idea. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The sufferings of the conditioned soul are superficial and have no intrinsic value, like the cutting off one's head in a dream. Yet, although this statement is theoretically very true, it is very difficult for the common man or the neophyte on the transcendental path to realize practically. However, by serving the feet of great transcendentalists like Maitreya Muni and by constantly associating with them, one is enabled to give up the false idea that the soul suffers from material pangs. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you, Hare Krishna, Mataji. Last verse, who want to read? 19th verse.
Shall I read, Prabhuji?
Yes, Mataji. Please, welcome.
Bhagavata Kutastasya Madhushtvishah Ratiraso Bhavitrivaha Padayor Vyasanardhanaha. Sarojini Mataji, you can read the translation, Mataji, and purport.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji and Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. By serving the feet of spiritual master, one is enabled to develop transcendental ecstasy in the service of the personality of Godhead, who is the unchangeable enemy of the Madhu demon and whose service vanquishes one's material distress. Purport. The association of a bona fide spiritual master like the sage Maitreya can be of absolute help in achieving transcendental attachment for the direct service of the Lord. The Lord is the enemy of the Madhu demon, or in other words, he is the enemy of the suffering of his pure devotee. The word Rati Rasaha is significant in this verse. Service to the Lord is rendered in different transcendental mellows, like natural, activity, friendly, parental, and conjugal. A living entity in the liberated position of transcendental service to the Lord becomes attracted to one of the above-mentioned mellows. And when one is engaged in transcendental loving service to the Lord, one's service attachment in the material world is automatically vanquished. As stated in Bhagavad Gita 2.59, Rasa Varjanam Rasopya Asya Param Drishtva Nivartate.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Thank you so much. So we'll start the prayers. Oma Gyanati Brandasya Gyanandana Shalakhe Chakshumritam Mena Tasmai Sri Guru Venama Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam. Can you remove the screen? Stapitam Mena Bhutale Swayambara Bhagadamyam Dadati Sapadadikam Bandegam Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru and Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupam Sagra Jatam Sahakana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadhuitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagan Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitam Chahe Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bando Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kandara Kantalam Setapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priyavancha Kalpatir Bescha Kripa Sindhu Evacha Patita Nam Pavane Vaishnave Bhyo Namo Nama Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Mo Vishwada Krishna Japta Krishna Acharya Padaya Nagarganda Namo Vishwada Krishna Bhagavad Samati Bhaktivedanta Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravantam and Vishesham Pastor Victorne Mukam Korodi Vachalam Pangum Lange Tekadam Shigrim Danam Shipanavandam Shaitan. Hare Krishna. Thank you. So many devotees have joined. So nice. I can see Bhakti Sangha devotees. Anita Mataji has come, and also Karpagalli Mataji doctor. Thank you for everybody. Swagatam. Shobha Mataji from Chennai. Vanakkam. Nandri from Madurai.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. So today's verse is very wonderful because this discussion between Vidura and Maitreya is coming. I'll tell you, if you take the whole Bhagavatam, there is a discussion between Srila Sukadeva Goswami and Parikshit Maharaj. That is the starting point. And in that first discussion, when the whole Bhagavatam was said in the 7 days, Suta Goswami was present and Maitreya Rishi was present. All were there. So that is why you will find parallel verses spoken by Maitreya Rishi to Vidura. And you will find sometimes the discussion going on between the Suta Goswami and these Shaunaka Rishis. So all the both sides are great. If you see Sukadeva Goswami, he has heard Bhagavatam 3 times. His Guru Maharani is Srimati Radharat. He's Shuka, his parrot. And next time when Lord Shiva was telling Srimad Bhagavatam to Parvati, he told Parvati that I will tell you the Bhagavatam and I want you to nod because I'll be closing as I'm telling, and so you must say like that. She said yes. And when Bhagavatam was spoken, actually Sukadeva Goswami was as a parrot sitting outside the tree one listening. So first canto, second canto, third canto over, Parvati Mataji slept. And Lord Shiva was telling Bhagavatam, closing his eyes. So the fourth canto, when Lord Shiva said, is okay, that sound came from the parrot. I got some throat problem. So 12 cantos over and Srimad Bhagavatam, Lord Shiva said, oh Parvati, did you understand all the 12? She says, I was hearing only 3 cantos and then I slept. Then who is the person who was telling? She said, I don't know. They came out and saw Sukadeva Goswami was sitting as a parrot and listened the whole of the Bhagavatam. He said, I'm going to kill you now. So Lord Shiva went with a trident and Sukadeva Goswami flew and went to Vedavyas's house, and his wife Vatika Mataji had just yawning. And immediately Sukadeva Goswami went inside the mouth. He has gone inside the stomach. And then Lord Shiva came running with a trident and said, did any parrot come here? Vedavyas said, yes, one parrot came. I want to kill. He said, why? I was delivering Srimad Bhagavatam to my wife and this Sukha parrot heard. Vedavyas said, Bhagavatam is open for all, and anyone who listens to the Bhagavatam, they become Amar. They will never die. So why should he kill? And Lord Shiva went away. And for 14 years, 15 years, Sukadeva Goswami not coming out. He's telling, I will get snare of Maya, so I won't come out. Then Vedavyas is calling Lord Krishna. And Lord Krishna is coming and telling, hey, Sukadeva Goswami, please come out. Maya will not catch you. Please come out. And Sukadeva Goswami comes out as a 14-year-old, 15-year-old boy. And he just runs away from the house in the forest, naked. And he goes, Haridat Prabhu, Hare Krishna. And immediately Vedavyas comes running, where is my son? He goes behind. And they were crossing the Ganges river. There were a lot of Matajis. They just were with little shy and closed their hands. And so Vedavyas said, my son, 14-year-old, 15-year-old son who went naked and you didn't close your this one, and now when I'm coming, I'm a grasta, he's a brahmachari. So the Mataji said that your son is beyond this material world. He is not knowing the difference between male and female. He is a Paramahamsa. So we don't feel like covering, but you are a Grahastha. You know everything. That's why we are covering. So then Sukadeva Goswami inside the forest, he goes and Vedavyas is very sad. So he's telling two of his Shishyas to go and tell two slokas. Though the first sloka was Barhapitam Natarapahu Karnayoho Karnikaram Bibrad Vasa Kanakapicham Bhajayanti Tamalam Randran Veno others de Aporian Gopavrindai Brindaranyam Sapadharmanam Pravishat Gita Kirti. And the second Aho Bakiyam, that I'm not telling this, time will go off. This is about the Putana. So when these two verses are spoken of the 10th canto, Sukadeva Goswami says, I want to hear. I thought Krishna is nirvikar, formless. But after hearing this, I know he has got a form. Can somebody teach us the whole Bhagavatam? They said, come home. Your father is only your guru, Vedavyas. So he listens Srimad Bhagavatam third time. First time from Sita Radharani, second time from Lord Shiva, third time from Vedavyas. So he is really a Paramahamsa. And then when Parishit Maharaja had got the curse that Shringi Muni will told that in 7 days, Takshaka will come and bite you. He went to many places and everybody said, 7 days, nothing can happen. You have to die. But when he came and met Sukadeva Goswami, he said, don't worry. In 7 days and 7 nights, I'll finish the full Bhagavatam. By the time the Takshaka comes, you already heard the 12 cantos. Only listen day and night. When the katha is over, you just meditate on that, understand, apply, so that you become self-realized. And at the end of the 5th day, Sukadeva Goswami is asking to Parishit Maharaj, hey Maharajan, are you okay? You're feeling thirsty or feeling hungry, or you want to take a small nap, or you want a break? He's telling, Pibata Bhagavatam Rasamalaya. It is full of rasa. So I am full. I've been hearing so much last 5 days. Now only 2 more days left. So he's telling, I'm waiting to hear more. Tell. This is the effect of Srimad Bhagavatam. So they are all very elevated. Parishit Maharaja, he saw Lord Krishna in the womb of his mother Uttara. So he's already self-realized before birth. Sukadeva Goswami 3 times, 4 times he was telling. Vidura, he is one of the Mahajanas. So he knows everything upside down. But he is going to Maitreya telling, oh, please tell more. I am very happy. Here you will see that I am very happy to hear. Now I can understand the Supreme Lord and the Jiva. Now can you tell more? So a devotee should have the laulyam. That is greediness to listen, greediness to hear the chanting. Maitreya Rishi, he was one of the person who heard the Sukadeva Goswami telling. And when Vidura comes and listens to him, he never thinks he was proud that, oh, I am getting questions from Vidura, who is a Mahajana, who is Yamaraja. He never thought. He just said, I don't know. I'm just telling what my Guru Maharaj saw. He is glorifying Sukadeva Goswami. Sukadeva Goswami is glorifying in the 7th canto Vedavyas, my boss. And Vedavyas will glorify Narada Muni. Narada Muni will glorify Brahmaji. Brahmaji will glorify Krishna and adherents. So like that, devotee should never feel, I am giving class or nothing. We are nothing. We are just copycats. Prabhupada said, I never wrote anything. Everything Krishna was dictating, I wrote. So they never claim. So I will not take more. Now, this 3rd canto, we are in the 7th chapter. So we'll have to see the 3rd canto, 6th chapter, what was spoken. We'll just take a small glance. 3rd canto, 5th chapter. 3rd canto, 1st chapter is Maitreya describes the dynasty of Swayambhu Manu, in which the Lord appeared as Narayana Rishi. 2nd chapter summarization is Daksha offends Lord Shiva, considering him merely his sons-in-law. And chapter 3, Satima begs her husband, Lord Shiva, to let her attend her father's sacrifice. The 4th chapter, neglected by her father. No, I think today which verse we are hearing? 3rd canto.
7th chapter, Prabhuji.
You are telling 4th canto, Prabhuji. You are telling the sequence of canto.
I'm sorry, I'm saying the sequence of 4th canto. Sorry, 4th canto. The sequence of 3rd canto. That's why I'm going wrong. 3rd canto, chapter 1, when Vidura was advises Dhritarashtra to give up his parental affection for Duryodhana, he is insulted by Duryodhana and thus he leaves the place. Vidura takes it as a blessing and goes on pilgrimage to see the Lord's mercy. He meets. Can you just mute it? Suguna Mataji. Okay. So Vidura takes it as a blessing and goes on pilgrimage to seek the Lord's mercy. He meets Uddhava and asks him to describe the glories of Lord Krishna. And actually, Uddhava is telling that when Lord Krishna was leaving the material world, he was telling, I love Uddhava so much, he's a wonderful devotee, he's so great, and give my blessings. When he comes, you tell him to hear more from you about my guna, my dhamma, my qualities, my everything. So he told to inform. So when Vidura met Uddhava, Uddhava said, Krishna was remembering you. Uddhava cried, I am such a fallen person. How could the Supreme Lord remember me? But Supreme Lord is only actually Bhavagrahi. When Duryodhana called him for Chappan bow, he said, I don't want to come. He said, I will go and eat in Vidur's house. And Vidur's house, there was only shark. And he ate that nicely. And then Vidura's wife was giving the peel and the banana she was putting in the dustbin. And Vidura also did not see. 3 peels Krishna has eaten. Then Vidura said, what are you giving? Oh, I'm sorry. Krishna said, I don't mind peel or banana or anything. I'm just eating the bhava. So they are only seeing the bhakti. Krishna wants to see. He eats bhakti. He's greedy for bhakti. So, Aham Bhakta Paradina. He becomes surrender to a devotee. So, Uddhava, and the same thing happened with Krishna and, with Srila Prabhupada and George Harrison. George Harrison has given Prabhupada ample money. Whenever he was in trouble, $5,000, $10,000, he was a singer and he had made a lot of money. And Srila Prabhupada used to tell and make him records. He only made Govindam Adipurusham Tamam Bhajami. So, when he got initiation, he told, what is my initiated name? He said, your initiated name is George Harrison. No. Everybody is getting Tamal Krishna Goswami. I don't have a name. He's telling, you are Hari's son, son of Hari. So, you are Das only. There's no need for. So he told, your name, George Harrison, everybody loves. So if I tell Govinda Damodar Das, nobody will not know. That's why George Harrison. So when Lord the Supreme Prabhupada left his world, he gave his ring, and he told Tamal Krishna Maharaj, give it to George Harrison. So the way Uddhava was talking to Vidura, Tamal Krishna Maharaj went and told George Harrison, Srila Prabhupada gave this ring for you. And he's crying, I'm so fallen. Prabhupada has given me this ring. So we can see this happens when Krishna remembers. And then what happened? Uddhava was trying to talk about Krishna's qualities and all. And Maitreya Rishi came there. So as per the rule of the Vaishnavas, if a senior Vaishnava comes, the junior one is supposed to leave the Vyasasana and tell him to give the deliver. He said, my senior has come. So if I tell you now about Krishna, because Krishna met also Maitreya Muni. So it's become Maryada Vyatikrama. This actually, you are transgressing the principles of Vaishnavism. So then Maitreya is asking, what do you want? He's telling, tell me something about the Jiva. And so in the previous verse, if you see the second chapter, Maitreya Muni will tell about the transcendental qualities of the Supreme Lord and the Jiva, servant and master relation, and how by devotion service you can win over and get out of this material body and go back to God. So in the second chapter, Uddhava becomes ecstatic, describing Krishna's pastimes in Vrindavana. He says, who is more merciful than Krishna, who gave the demon Putana the position of his mother, although she came to kill him? Because Krishna only takes the good thing. She wanted to give milk when the Mahabali was there at the time. Krishna came as a Vamana. She said, I want to become the mother. Tatastu. Then finally, when he measured the 3 legs and he was going to put his leg on the head of Mahabali, Vindhyavali told, I want to kill this baby. Tatastu. That's why Putana came as a mother and also a killer. But Krishna took only the good thing. And when she was feeding milk, she thought Krishna will die. Krishna first drank the poison, then the milk, then the blood, then the life air. When he was touching the life air, she said, I never knew that you are the Supreme Lord. I've never come to you. I don't never, please leave me. Krishna says, if somebody catches me, I don't leave. But I have caught you now. No, I am just drinking your milk. How can I leave you? I won't leave you. Then he says, I will take you to Yashoda Maya in Nandagram in the spiritual world. Chapter 3, the summarization is, after leaving Vrindavana, Krishna marries thousands of queens, beginning with Rukmini, and by expanding himself, he simultaneously lives with all 16,108 wives of them in Dwaraka. 16,100 were the wife of a king, and only 8 were the queens he married, but he married everybody, and Krishna expanded. This is the potency of Krishna. So after Krishna leaves Dwaraka, it's a 4th chapter, Uddhava follows him and he sees Krishna sitting beneath a banyan tree, preparing to leave this world. The Lord instructs Uddhava and Maitreya, both were there. In transcendental knowledge, Krishna sends Uddhava to Badrikashrama with a message and asks him to preach to the devotees there. Vidura meets Maitreya in Haridwar and asks him about the knowledge he received from Lord Krishna. Maitreya explains the Lord's creation of demigods and the basic ingredients of the universe. Chapter 6, summarization. Maitreya relates how the demigods became frustrated because the ingredients of the universe were not combining. The Lord entered the elements along with time, Kala, and the universal form appeared. And now the 7th chapter summarization is, Vidura asked Maitreya how Lord Brahma created the universe and after the appearance of the universal form. So the primary creation done by Krishna, and the secondary creation is done by Brahma. That is, Sarga is done by Krishna, Visarga by Brahma. So Krishna tells the 10th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, 10th chapter, 8th verse, Aham sarvasya prabhu matta sarvam pravartali iti matva bhajante mam buddha samanvita. I have created the spiritual world, material world, and whatever you see, it's all my creation. So Brahma is only connecting Mamai Vamta Jivaloke, all the Atmas coming who are all envious of Krishna, and he says you put it under animals, trees, human beings, depending upon their last consciousness and the karma. And the 8th chapter, Brahma could not understand the creation himself or his lotus, which was being blown around in great circles, but after meditating for 1,000 years, he saw the Lord lying in Anatasisha. Then only he will be chanting the mantra. He'll be chanting because there were two aksharas will be told. And tapa, 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 tapa. Tapa means tapa. Then it is tapasya. Then Krishna appears, and then when he is breathing out, all the breathing will be escalating, will go inside Brahma, all the 4 Vedas, everything will go inside Brahma, and Brahma becomes transcendental, and he chants the Brahma Samhita, Ishvara Parama Krishna. So, now today's verse, what we are learning, we will just go on a little detailed length. In the 3rd canto, 7th chapter, actually from text 1 to text 7, what you have heard is, Vidura is inquiring about Ishvara and Jivas. we heard that Ishvara is predominator, he dominates. And Jiva is always eternally predominated. But in between we saw Krishna is the predominator of Maya. And we are all predominated by Maya. Krishna is the predominator of Maya. I mean, we are coming under the clutch of Maya because Krishna has told, Daivi esha gunamai mama maya duratya mame vehi prapadyante maya metam taranti. In the 7th chapter, he is bringing Maya in the front because we all have envied Krishna, and because we have to get purified. So Maya is the pure devotee of Krishna, his sister, Bahiranga Shakti. She has been given the full charge that we should not get illusioned by the Maya. How we can get out of the illusion? Only by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. We have to keep chanting uninterruptedly, Ahetuki, and we have to Apratigata, and we have to hear Bhagavatam so much, and we must do Seva, Vaishnava Seva, no Vaishnava Aparad. Tulsi Seva we should do every day. And we should also think of 6 Goswamis. 6 Goswamis can remove the 6 Vignas. You're this Sri Rupa Sanatana Bhattara Gunata Shri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasara Gunasa Ichai Goshai Kori Charana Bandhan Jahote Bignanas Abhista Puran. If you remember the lotus feet of all the 6 Goswamis, all the 6 Vignas, what are the Vignas? Kama, Krodha, Moha, Lobha, Mada, Matsarya. Lust, anger, greed, illusion, envy. All this will vanish. So the 6 Goswamis, they are the people who can remove all the 6, and they can bring all the 6 opulence of Krishna. What are the 6 opulence? Prabhupada keeps quoting. These are the 6 opulence. All powerful, all beautiful, all rich, all knowledgeable, all wisdom, all famous, and all renunciant. So we will also get all these qualities of Krishna if we remember the 6 Goswamis. If you remember the 6 Goswamis, nectar of instructions, 1, 2, 3, 4, all the 4 things will get manifested in our life. What is one? Atyahara prayasya. I'm not telling the whole sloka. And vacho vegam and sakrudha vegam. Utsaha nischaya dera. And dadati padinkan. These 4 will come to your life. And nectar of instructions. That is what is the sloka? The important sloka.
Ishavasana.
Not Ishavasana. Nectar of devotion.
Anya Bilashita Sunyam Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Anya Bilashita Sunyam, Jnana Karma Jnana. No, not this. There is one 6 things, you know, that Vishwaso, Anukulesya Sankalpa, Pratikulesya Varjanam, Rakshisheti Vishwaso, Gop Trutya Varnam Tata, Atmanishepakarpanne, Shadivida Shanagadi. This will manifest. So 6 Goswami, we should never forget. Every day we should remember at least once. And Tulsi, we have to do the seva every day. Put water and circumambulate at least 4 times. We do for Guru Maharaj also 4 times. And every day offer the Tulsi. We can offer to Krishna. Sometimes they say we can offer to Tulsi Maharani for Radharani also. Because, but Chaitanya Prabhu said, give it in my hand. I will go and offer it to Krishna. Because he is in the bhava of a bhakta. So 1 to 7 in this chapter is Vidura is inquiring about the Ishvara and the Jivas. In the 2nd to 4th, the point is how can the Lord, who is spiritual and transcendental, be connected with material gunas? Krishna is beyond gunas. He is not in the, because he only created Maya, so he is not under the control of Maya. That's why Krishna says, Rupa Goswami says, always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna. Because Krishna bhuliya jeev bhagwan chakore, pasete maya take jopati yadore. If you even forget Krishna for a minute, he has told Maya, Krishna bhuliya, if they forget me, jeev bhagwan chakore. When they want to enjoy without Krishna in the center, Maya tells, pasete maya take jop, Maya will come and catch us. So the only way we can remember Krishna is by chanting, because we can't remember all the kathas. But with our tongue, if you keep on in the background, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. When Prabhupada was having these press conferences and all, they will ask question. When they are asking question, he will be chanting. The tongue should keep on moving. When he has to answer, he will talk. So Mahaprabhu also told, Utite, boshite, khaite, shuite, cholite, gumite. Every time your tongue should move. Our Guru Maharaj, he was in Bangalore, and yesterday Mahaprabhu was telling, Guru Maharaj was sleeping, but in the hand, tick, 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 tick. He asked Guru Maharaj, you're not sleeping in the night. No, my eyes is sleeping, but my hand is chanting. He's so used to chanting. He's telling, my hand is not stopping. So, Prabhupada says, in this world, only two things are permanent. One is the jiva. Mame vamsa jiva loke, jiva puta sanatana manasa standyarani, prakati stani kachati. And the second chapter, every verse is about nainam chindan disastani, nainam dati pavakana chainam kladayam tapo, na sosheti martha. The soul never dies. Soul is permanent. Harinam is permanent, because Harinam and Hari is not different. Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Kalam Kalo Nastiva, Nastiva, Nastiva. The holy name and the jiva are permanent. So to remember the jiva, our tongue has to vibrate. And we cannot say, I forgot the tongue in Chennai, I come to Delhi. But tongue is inside the mouth. And you cannot say this mantra is so difficult. It's a small mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Prabhupada says, just combine this. Let the tongue keep chanting in the background. In the subconscious mind, the chanting should go so deep. Sometime, suppose I am going from Malleshwaram, Bangalore, to Indiranagar. My office is in Indiranagar. I am going every day to Malleshwaram, Indiranagar. And one day, I had to go to the station and buy something. But the car will start from Malleshwaram, go and stop in Indiranagar, because the subconscious mind is recorded. Like that, our subconscious mind, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Even while sleeping also it should move. If it happens, then Yamaraja cannot come, Yamadutta cannot come. And Krishna has told, Antakale Chamameva, 8.5. Smaran Muktva Kalevaram. Even by chanting, you remember. So from 5th to 6th, he's telling, how does the pure soul become engaged in nescience and does suffer? Vidura is asking. And Maitra she's answering from 8 to 14. The 9th verse is telling, the Lord is overcome by illusion and still unconditioned. See, the Lord, the Maya has no control on Krishna, overcome by illusion and unconditioned. This is illogical, he's telling. And the 10th and 11th verse, the Maitreya is telling, the distress of the living entity is due to misidentification. Because we are thinking we are body, but we are the soul. We are not the body. But when we are talking, we remember. But when we go somewhere, I'm a chartered accountant. I was in Dubai. All this and the background is going on completely. I'm from Palakkad. I'm staying in Chennai. I know Bengali. I know this. So I are coming, but I am that's a soul. But Guru Maharaj told, you must learn language not for any name and fame or making money. It is just to convince more people. If you go to a Kannada fellow and say Namaskara, Ain Samachara, then they'll feel happy. Maybe Telugu fellow, Bago Nara, Kuchandi, Chalbagondi, they'll feel happy. Boy, mere Punjabi, okay, Gala, Paji, Satya Kala, oh Punjabi Putra, Alu Palata. You talk little words, then yes, if you go to Gujarati camp to Sukhabar, then Gujarati avde Gujarati Nathi avde thodu avde Tamara Asri Joyo, you are my guru. They're very happy. So you have to somehow touch everybody. Ena kena prakarena mana Krishna Vesha. By hook or crook, Srila Rupa Goswami says, you must be able to make them chant. If they chant even once in the life, they will get connected to a Vaishnava. So the identification has to go only by remembering and chanting. And in 12 to 14 verse, the solution is only devotional service. Only by devotional service, we will be able to come out of the misidentification that we are a soul. And for 15 to 20, Vidura is sharing his heartfelt realization with Maitreya. In the 15th verse, he's telling, my doubts are dispelled by your convincing answers. So by hearing all these things, he's telling, I am convinced. But actually, he's already convinced because he's a great Vaishnava, he's a Mahajana. But still he's telling that, oh, because of you, I am able to purify myself. And in 16 and 17, the summarization is, I am convinced that the basis of the jivas and the disturbances is Lord's Maya. By the external potency only, we are getting disturbed. Because when he created the material world, he made Maya Devi, Parvati, as the Thanedar. And the material world is called Durg. Durg means Karagraha, jail. And the jailer is Durga Devi. That's why Prabhupada says, even when you're going to Goloka also, Maya will try to show Swarga Loka, Gandharva Loka, Kinnara Loka. So we may see some Gandharva dancing and all, and suppose you get illusion, tuck, will be falling there. So we should just pray that till we put our lotus feet, and we fall at your lotus feet, wherever you are, whether it's the Vaikuntha or Goloka, we should not see anything else. We should only think. That's why in the mind, we must have the lotus feet of Krishna. And lotus feet is having on the right leg 9 and left leg, right leg 8 and left leg 11. So this 18, there are Shank mark, there are flag, there are Agni Kunda. So these are all having significance. That if you can read that, I will send you, then you will be able to remember the importance of lotus feet. The 16th and 17th verse, so the 18th to 20th verse is telling, this conviction will convert into realization by the rare services of devotees that gives rati. When we do nice devotional service, there are 5 rasas. That is Dasya Rasa, Shanta Rasa, which is neutral, Sakya Rasa, Vatsalya Rasa, and Madhurya Rasa. So when it's our last life, our Guru Maharaj will come and tell, yes, Anita, you are going to be in Madhurya Rasa. You'll go to Golok Vrindavana. He will say, Anidat Prabhu, you are going to be on the Sakya Rasa, like Arjuna will be remaining. Like that, each time Krishna will tell it through the Guru Maharaj what is going to be our rasa. But all the rasas are only dasya, because Jiver Swarupai, Nitya Krishna, Krishna Nitya Das, that always eternal servant. We will serve in the Madhurya Rasa, serve, again servant only. In the Vatsalya Rasa, Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj are serving, because Supreme Lord as a child is serving. As a Sakya also, Arjuna is serving. Dasya, anyway, Hanuman is serving. Shantaras, they are not moving, but they are able to see. They are fully conscious. So this is what the short Now we will go to the depth. So in the 15th verse, relationship between God and the living entity. Predominator, Supreme Lord, predominated, living entity. The Lord is eternally predominated, living entity is eternally predominated. The real knowledge of the relationship entails reviving the lost consciousness of this standard. You have forgotten that we are predominated and we want to dominate. And the process for such revival is only devotional service to the Lord. By clearly understanding from authorities like Sage Maitreya, one can become situated in real knowledge. What is the real knowledge? We are servant and he is God. And the disturbed mind can be fixed on the progressive path. There is a good example Srila Prabhupada gives. If the moon is there, the spiritual world, the moon is there, and there is a river, and the reflection is coming in the river. So, when there is no wind, we can see the moon exactly as it is there. Small wind, the water will shake, the moon will also break. Big wind, tsunami, then suddenly the whole water will be going here and the whole moon will be not visible. So this river is compared to the mind. If the mind is a friend of you, it is controlled. So when you chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. No disturbance, no aparadh. Attentive chanting. Then second level is awareness. Why we are chanting? We are doing as we are trying to Srimati Radharani to give us seva from Krishna and Radharaman. And when we beg like this, then you will get absorbed chanting. That means you will become oblivious. Actually, I had Jagannath Puri Utsav Murti had come 2 days back because the Daityapati Jagannath, who is Vishnu Prasad, so he has bought the deities and we had spoken, and he had met Guru Maharaj on the Radhastami Day in Mayapur, 53rd, his Sannyas Ashram Day. So he gave a good party, and Pankaj Prabhu, who is actually Parameshwar Keshav Das, he went with Bhakti Purushottam Maharaj to Mayapur, and Guru Maharaj said, we'll give full support. So he came to Chennai. He's already gone to Kolkata. Now he has finished Mumbai, Malda, and now he's coming to Chennai, next Bangalore, Hyderabad, Delhi, every place. Jagannath has come in the dream and told that I want my Ustava Murti, the same log of wood should come from which the original Jagannath is made. He wanted to give darshan to all. So we had very nice darshan. And we also have a funder who is ready to build 40 temples in Tamil Nadu, because he's making 40 Radha Krishna temples in Tamil Nadu. First temple is coming in Tiruvalluvar, and 39 in Madurai, in Srirangam, in Tirunelveli, in Salem, Coimbatore. So if any of you are having some good lands and all, you can tell, we are ready to buy because we are getting a good donation, those 7,000 crores. So we want 1,500 acres land, and we want 250,000 desi cows, Nadan Pasu, because we want to make Gosala and Go Puja. We want to make the Sanatan Dharma strong. That's become very weak in Tamil Nadu. And then in each country, one city, one in Bangalore, one in Delhi, one in Bombay. After that, one in Dubai, one in Canada, one in USA, everywhere. So we had just a puja and he has got a good place now. Jagannath is here. And the wood which is left out after making the main Jagannath, the wood pieces are kept from the same tree. They get the dream and they go to the forest and they find the tree with Shankh Chakra Gada Padma. From there they cut and make. So those pieces are kept in this Daityapati's house in the godown. And there are so many snakes. So if anybody else goes and touches the log of wood, the snake will bite. So one Mataji has stolen one small piece and came home, and one big snake has come to their bedroom. They asked what to do. The Daitapathi said, you are not supposed to steal. Luckily, it didn't bite you. Then they kept it back. So a lot of things are happening. As per the Kali Yuga, will become very strong. Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, these 10,000 years, only 500 years are over. So many places, everywhere there will be with Tilaka, the judge, the chartered accountant, the banker, everyone will be with Tilaka. So this is in the 15th verse. 16th verse, the lowest of the fools. The one is a fool like a sewer. That is the
Hog.
Hog, what does it know? It's just eating stool and then having sex and having children. Again, go and eat hot stool in the morning. So they don't know the material worries. Miseries, they don't know. Janma Mrityu Jaravadya, they don't know. If you call them for Bhagavatam class, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, they just jump and go. Call a dog, repeat, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, shout and go. But when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came, he made the dog chant, he made the lion chant, he made the deer chant. They were together because that is Krishna. So the lowest of the people, for them everything, there's no misery. And for Paramahamsas, they always see Krishna everywhere. So they have this place also as Sukalayam Shashwat. Only for people like me who are in between, they got material miseries and good and bad and suffering. So to get out of that, only the devotional service. In the 17th verse, it is given that Vidura is telling, my dear sir, I am obliged to you because now I can understand that this material manifestation is without a substance. It is not permanent. A Shashvatam, although it appears real. Here the Prabhupada says like, hey, you are seeing in the dream, their neck is cut. They will be crying, oh, neck is cut. But when you get up, it is only illusion. So similarly, this whole material life is an illusion. We are all sleeping in the spiritual world in the mode of passion. And the three modes have been sent inside. But he says that, however, serving the feet of a great transcendentalist like Maitreya Muni and constantly associating with such great devotees, one is enabled to give up the false idea that the soul suffers from material pangs. Soul doesn't suffer because of the body, the soul is entrapped, but the suffering is not for the soul. But soul is very unlucky to be in such body. In the 19th verse, by serving the feet of the spiritual master, one is enabled to develop transcendental ecstasy in the service of the personality of Godhead. So the God is unchangeable, enemy of the Madhusudana. Madhusudana he is cutting because he is Madhu demon. Similarly, in us, the enemy of the suffering, our suffering is like Madhusudana. So Krishna will remove the suffering and remove the Madhusudana, the suffering, when we do devotional service. Then Krishna says, Maitreya Rishi says, the word Rati Rasa, we'll went to the Rati. That means we'll get ecstasy, the service of the Lord by different transcendental mellows. There are 5 mellows: Shantaras, Dasiras, Sakiras, Vasalas, and Madhuriras. Neutral activity, friendly activity, parental activity, nuptial activity. The living entity in the liberated position of the transcendental service to the Lord. So becomes attracted to one of the above mellows. And when one is engaged in transcendental loving service of the Lord, one's service attachment is in the material world is automatically. So we will get out of the bandhan of the material world. And we will know that we are the servant of the Lord. As stated in the Bhagavad Gita 2.9, Rasavarjam Rasopesya Param Drishtva nivartate. We'll get out of this material entanglement. Now, I will just make a short summary. We have to do attentive chanting. We have to do awareness. Why we are chanting? Because Srila Prabhupada said, you have to cry like a baby, and we have to cry and make Srimati Radharani know that we are suffering. We want service. So when this Daitapati had come 2 days back, suddenly Bhakti Sangha, Shamagori Mataji called on Saturday. We have got the class at 5:30 in the temple ISKCON. 3:30 she said that please give the class today. So my Guru Maharaj just told that we should never say no. So I went with all my books to the place, and then in a hotel room I sat from 4:40 to 5:40. I just took 10 minutes less. I could not complete properly, but I did it. After that, Narayani Mataji said class in Seshadripuram. So today also there is some event going on in Leela Palace Hotel, my son-in-law's. Last time Guru Maharaj had come, but I told for me Bhagavatam is important. So we should have no complaints in our life. 3 A's: attentive, awareness, and absorb chanting. And 3 C's: no complaints. We should not complain about devotee, non-devotee, anybody. Anything happening wrong, it is my own karma. Anything happening good, thank you, Krishna. I don't deserve your giving. I deserve more pain, you're giving less. And no comparison. They have blue sari, I got green sari, that sari, this card, that. Whatever has come, it is Krishna's mercy. And no criticism. If you do criticism, aparadha. Radha will run away. And if Radha goes away, Krishna will never come to us. That's why we say Ra, Krishna will say, who is telling Ra? And when we say Da, Krishna will come and Alingan will just embrace you. So our Radha is coming in Hare. Krishna is calling Hara. Hara is other than Hare. So when you say Hare Krishna, they are actually union, Radha Krishna. Then Radha Krishna leaves. Then Radha Krishna, Radha is crying. Then Krishna is telling, Hare, Hare, I'm here. Then again they join. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Then again Krishna leaves. Then telling, Rama, Rama, Radha is crying. Krishna is telling, Hare, Hare. They chant, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare, Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, 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 Hare. So, Indra Prabhu says, in our Gaudiya mantra is only this. Chaitanya Prabhu also has confirmed. So, we should not do chanting Radhe Krishna, 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 Radhe. No, Hare Krishna only. So, this is the mantra. And here we have to see the union and separation. Union and separation. So, now I will just conclude in 5 minutes. See, we must know there are 64 angas as per Srila Rupa Goswami in Nectar of Devotion. Out of the 64 angas, only 5 we can follow because all the others are related. So 5 are Harinama, that is chanting, then Bhagavata, hearing and listening Bhagavata and telling others Bhagavata, Sadhu Sangha, Mathuravas, and Sri Murtira Shraddhaya Sevaya. Out of these 5, 1 is the most important. Srila Prabhupada says is, that is Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. If you just chant properly, that is the most important anga. But Bhagavatam, if you listen, then you get the taste of chanting. When you do nice chanting, you will get more chant for Bhagavatam. So the seva you should keep on doing, never say no. And now we will see the short form of chant. C means chant attentively, chant clearly, chant pronouncing all the syllables of Hare Krishna mantra. Every akshara should be properly heard. And H means hear attentively. By remembering that Lord Shri Krishna and Lord Radharani, they're sitting next to us with the eternal consciousness. Radharani Krishna is sitting. His Radhani Shakti, our spiritual mother, Param Guru of our Gaudiya Sampradaya, and both are waiting to listen on our Shuddha Nam. So we should be very carefully pronouncing with Lord Krishna, and with all richness is waiting, all beauty, all power, all knowledge, all wisdom, and all renunciation. So CH, A means attitude. Attitude should be gratitude. We should always have thankfulness to all the Vaishnavas. Got a chance to give the class. I should thank Narayani Mataji and all of you. So attitude, our attitude should be selflessly cry to our spiritual mother Srimati Radharani to recommend to Sri Krishna and our spiritual father, to protect us from the, and support us to get pure devotional service, to attain Krishna Prema in this very life. N means no distraction from chanting. Like chanting, prajalpa, talking and chanting, multitasking and chanting, watching WhatsApp and chanting, chanting while driving, then WhatsApp, we are seeing Instagram, this, that, and we are sharing, and all those things should not be done. Facebook. And T means Tulsi. Tulsi Seva is always very important when chanting. Circumambulate Tulsi, Tulsi Kalyani, because she is always in the lotus feet of Krishna. So if you chant Tulsi, you will go to the lotus feet of Krishna. Tulsi Kalyani is always Hari Priya, and is always in the lotus feet of Radha. Even the gopis, when Krishna left, they asked, "Hey Tulsi Kalyani, where is Krishna?" She said, "This side," because she is sitting in the lotus feet of Krishna. And T, another time T is chanting, preferably in the temple hall, or temple room in our house, wherever the japa should be in the Brahma Muhurta. Another T means time consciousness or time bound chanting. As Krishna himself is Kala in the time, so do absorb selfless chanting, don't see the watch and chant. And another T is timelessness, means timelessness while chanting, to be laulyam, to be greedy for hearing chanting, always as told by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Srila Prabhupada in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Utite, boshite, khaite, shuite, cholite, gumite, japa karo. This is the definition of a Vaishnava. One is always chanting is a real Vaishnava. As told by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, definition of a Vaishnava, in 24 hours, while getting up, sitting, while eating, while sleeping, while walking, while waiting, always consciously think and keep chanting in the tongue, which is safely kept by the Lord inside our mouth. So in our life, only two things are permanent: our Atma and chanting of Harinam or Hare Krishna Mantra. So keep using the tongue 24 hours, subconsciously chant 24/7, then we will be protected and saved, like Lord Narasimhadeva protected Prahlad Maharaja under all circumstances from Father Hiranyakashipu. So we thank Hiranyakashipu also, because of his torture, Prahlada was always Maranam. Thank you so much. So I had to tell so many things, but the time is short. In 1 hour, what we can do. So any questions? Because I want to tell what are the Bhagavatam, different limbs of Bhagavatam, each chapter, what is that, so that I will send it by post, send to Narayani Mataji. So any questions, devotees, or any reflections, any advices? If I done anything wrong, please excuse me.
Wonderful session, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, the lotus feet of Krishna, you said you will send, right, Prabhuji? Please do send.
I will send.
Yeah.
I will send. So, to whom I should send? Because I got Narayani Mataji's number.
You can, yes, Prabhuji, you can send it to Narayani Mataji, or you can send it to me. I'll post it.
My number, I think, I know Meenakshi Mataji, your number is
Yes.
I think I've seen.
Yes.
988401494. 98840-14934. So I will send it. What else you want? I will try to send you the Bhagavatam also. All the 12 cantos, short, what is the importance of Bhagavatam. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Dandavat pranam.
Thank you, Prabhuji, for the wonderful class. We always look forward to your association. It's always an electrifying session.
I am also thankful
for a wonderful session.
I am also thankful to. Who is talking? I'm not able to hear.
If any questions, devotees, please raise your hand. Otherwise, we'll have to end the session. Any questions, devotees?
Mataji.
Padma Mataji, yes. You can go ahead.
Thank you. Question
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandat Pranam. Can you please give me the sloka reference of that in that verse which you said in Chaitanya Charitamrita? Utate baithte japa karna ka hai.
What I will do, I don't have it written now. It is from the Antya Leela. I'll take out and give you. I'll send it.
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you. Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thanks. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Any more devotees have any doubts? Sanjukta Mataji? No? Okay, Prabhuji. We'll do Vaishnava Pramanam, and with your permission, we'll end the session. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyascha patitanam pavanebhyo namo namaha ananta Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Please keep coming, Prabhuji, so that we are all motivated.
I am there to come every week once. You can call me once in a week. I'll come.
Sure, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Give me 2 days notice. 2 days notice. 2 days notice.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much.
Gauranga, Nityananda, Nityananda, Gauranga.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Nityananda.
Jai Jai Shri Radhesham. Govardhan Girdhari Lal ki jai. Next time I want all of you to come on the video. I'm not able to see all. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, I see that you are made the host, Prabhuji, so you could please end the session.
Okay, definitely.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Thank you.